didn't take me long to get another idea in my skull and then contemplate it all week while at work. So first day off and had to get back up to another river system, this time on the northeast side of the Olympics and the Olympic Peninsula, and I'm on the Quilcene. So headed out before dark. Didn't take me a whole lot of time to get here, but I wanted to head up, get the waders on again, and head up the big Quilcene River. And quite a hike. I'm off trail as usual, and again with my waders on. So off the trail down to the river, and I was hoping for some low cloud cover. Today is a real overcast day. There's a storm on the way. So beginning tonight and tomorrow, this is the first week of October, and before the rains come and blow out the rivers, I wanted to get in here, just like last week up on Royal Creek. So beautiful autumn day. I was hoping again for some low cloud cover or mist on the river, but not the case. But it's just going to be cloudy all day today. So coming on down, I found my first composition, and this falls from where I'm at all the way down, and I'll show you in a minute. All the way down there to a log jam, but I came in here and found a nice boulder in the middle of this soft water, and with just a little color on a young maple tree over in the corner, I thought that was nice, so I shot it, and I'll let you take a look at that. Yes, today was to be partly cloudy before the storm moves in, so conditions are perfect, I think. Not too much light coming through. So again, I'm still on the search for autumn color, and like I said in my last vlog, everything is so dried and wrinkled that I feel robbed this spring. So again, I'm on the northeast side of the Olympics, the Olympic Peninsula, on the big Quilcene River, and just hiking upstream with my waders. My way up the river, and either in the river or along the bank here, and came across a small little set of falls, which I took just a few shots. I didn't set up for much here, but pretty short exposure, pretty dark, but again, I'm always thinking of black and white conversion as well. So anyway, it gets pretty skinny the further up I go, and I'll just keep wandering on upstream. Often on this part of the northeast side of the peninsula, even in the summer, there's some low-lying clouds, fog, and even mist that settles in this valley, but often it's higher up altitudes, up in the hills. But I was hoping today some of that would settle on down onto the river, but not the case. It's still very overcast and cloudy, but I was hunting for certain conditions. The light today, by any means, it's not going to be strong. No sun today, so it's actually quite nice, and I'll take it. Spent quite a bit of time here again upriver, and got a bit precarious, too deep, and a bit too slick with the waders, so I came up the bank a little bit, climbed up on these boulders and just perched here and looked upstream, and I thought it was quite nice. Most of the trees are barren, but there's just a little gold. Anyway, this giant dead tree had fallen at some point. It just rests over the river, and the rugged looking landscape, I think, and there's several set of falls that move on from up above it and on down, and just flow on down. So I did a few exposures, and then a couple portrait shots, narrowing things in a bit, and I think those turned out quite nice. And I focus stacked as well. I wanted the moss on these near boulders, and then of course that dead log overhang, and then some of the foliage and branches beyond that. So I'll bring those into Photoshop, and I'm pretty sure those will stack quite nice. So there's the set of falls here, or runoff I call it, and then that old dead log that just sits there, and then of course the moss here in the foreground, and then the riffle up above there, this side of that giant boulder, and then a little bit of the moss and foliage up above. I think it was quite nice. And I kept my exposure pretty dark on many of these shots. Again, always anticipating and hoping for some black and white conversion. So looking downstream, obviously, and I have worked my way up this side of that log jam down below, and either skirted the river on the bank or just walked up directly, and perched myself up on these boulders here. I've made it as far up as I'm going to get. It's a bit precarious up there, and these aren't felt tip waders, no felt on the bottom, so it's a bit slick. So I think this is nice up here, this composition. I'll show you what I found. I'll turn you around. I just made it up above the dead tree that overhangs, so I had to make my way up through the bushwhack, up through the forest to get to this spot, but it's nice little area to put my gear down, and it's not so precarious here on this gravel bottom. So I made it as far as this runoff right here, and I didn't stage this, but when I came on in here, this nice upside down maple leaf just sitting on the edge there, and so I did a few shots, and then I focused stacked about 2-second exposure, and no ND filters or anything. It's definitely dark enough so I can bring out the shadows if I need to. And so then I stepped back here and focus stacked this moss here on this rock. And then another exposure with that leaf in focus. And then a third one with the moss on those big boulders up there in focus. And then I took another series in portrait mode and did the same, but with a narrower image through here and that runoff there in the center. And of course, that maple leaf highlighting it all. Well, I think that's it. I think I've got some nice footage. I'll get my video camera going as well. And I've got some nice imagery. So I'll make my way back. If anything catches my eye, I'll definitely stop. But I knew it'd be just a few hours this morning after daylight anyway. Get out here on the river. I did some nice flowing, fresh water, mountain air, and a beautiful autumn day here on the Quilcene. As I was saying previously several times that this summer has been so dry and no moisture and all the smoke and I don't know, just all the factors included, kept everything pretty much dry and no rich autumn colors. Things have just basically dried out. The native maples just kind of crinkled up and have fallen. So, but this autumn I'm getting what I can get. The leaves have just kind of withered and dried out. So this autumn, 2020, I'm trying to get what I can as far as some color. So I think I'll call it. Get my gear together and head out. See you later.